So the other day I shared a video of the Augmented Aero app. So today I'll get into how the Augmented Aero app works. We'll start with let's see, we'll go into the connect section since we looked at that a little bit in that video. We'll go into the people section, my brother's page here, and we'll go to the Flap Slat Health page. And we'll start with the schematic view. Put this off to the side. You can see the loading wheel up here doing its thing. Now, normally we'll start with the schematic view so we get the overview on what we're about to get into. Since we're not at an aircraft, we won't be able to use the augmented view, and I'll talk about that in a second. But, okay, so here's how the schematic view works, and also how volumes work in the Apple Vision Pro. So you see this bar down here. If you pinch and drag it, you can kind of see this outline here. And if you look at the corners, the little bar here follows where you're looking at. So we can change the shape or the size of the aircraft by looking at the corner, pinch and drag, and then we can make it small or big. So we'll make it as big as we can here, and then I'm gonna drag it closer and lower so we get a better look. And then I'll drag it down here. It's labeled here on what it is that we're looking at. Okay, so the Flap Slat Health Check schematic view is an overview of what it is we're getting started with. Now in other videos, I have it numbered on how the immersive view is going to go. Some videos only have one immersive view. In this case, we have multiple, and we can tell because there's an arrow that's pointing to the right to let us know that there's multiple or at least one more immersive view. In other videos, I have them labeled. I haven't done it yet in this one, where it will tell you, like label, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or however many immersive views there are, so that you know where you're going to go as you start to click through the immersive views, and then the video will be relevant to the view that you're going in. So in this case, I'll just tell you, when we click the main immersive view, which is the big circle, it's going to put us right here. If you're familiar with the Boeing 767, this is right here is the E&E bay, the main electronics bay. And we're going to start here at the FSU, the Flap Slat Electronics Unit. We're going to start there, which would be our number 1. And then as we progress, when we hit this arrow, we're going to go here to transmitter 1. And then if we continue by hitting the arrows to the right, we're going to go transmitter 3, and then 4, 5, and then down here at 8. I don't think I have it set up for outboard slat PDU or inboard. I don't have videos made for those, but if we did make some immersive views, then you would be basically, when we click that button, you would be poking your head inside there up close for detail so that you can see what it looks like in aircraft. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But so again, this is just for the overview on how the immersive view is going to go. So okay, so I'm going to close the schematic view, and when we hit immersive, we're going to begin right here in the main electronic space. So let's go ahead and get into that. So I'll go ahead and click that to close, and let's get in there. Okay, again, we won't be able to use the augmented view because as we let's see, if we click here, down here at the bottom, if we for those that are new in the app, this is where we're going to learn how each of these buttons work. If we click the matching or the corresponding color and shape or design, we can learn here that says designed to be used on aircraft. Okay, so I'm in my hotel room. We don't have access to an aircraft, so we're going to use the immersive view. So we already know our schematic view. We're going to start at the FSCU. So we'll go ahead and click this, and that should put us right in there here in a second. And we're going off hotel Wi-Fi, which is not going to be the fastest. Should take maybe, there we go. So that wasn't terrible. Okay. So, all right. We're in some kind of futuristic city here. You can see the, I've removed the skin on the aircraft. But we're in a blown up version of what the schematic view is, or the actual, this is the actual full size aircraft. You can see our FSCU down here. We only have half the section. Never mind these orbs here. I forgot to delete those out of here. That was set up so that I knew how to build this, or where I was going to be standing when I built it last year. Anyway, so as we're going along here, remember I said as the video is going to start you as you progress through the immersive views. You watch the video to help you go along. So I don't have each one set up as we go. This was just to prove, or I guess I would say proof of concept, right? So right now the app is just to make sure that everything works. So as we go along, we'll get it more fine-tuned as we add new users, other people that want to help us build it out. We'll get it set up to work all the way through, so that, like, for example, the Flap Slat Health Check would actually work all the way through. And normally in a check like this, you wouldn't need to go out to the transmitter 1, 3, or out to 8. You would only need to go out there if there was an actual issue. But in this case, it's helpful to know, like, if you're training, if you're doing an FSCU check, what is it that you're actually looking at, right? So where is the slat PDUs? Where are the transmitters? Without the aircraft skin, look how, I mean, it's helpful to see this is what you're doing, right? I can see exactly, well, the orb's in my way, but like, it's an arrow pointing at it. This is what you're doing when you do an FSU check. You're doing this, right? And so if we go ahead and click this video, and this is my brother that made this video here.
All right, so this is the Flap and Slat Health Check sheet. We're gonna fill out this sheet by going down to the FSCU and checking the readings on each of the sensors at different flap settings. So
he shows you how to use the FSCU.
Go to other functions.
And we're not going to go through the whole thing, but you get the point. So, okay. So rather than go through the whole thing, let's at least go through the next arrow. Okay, so I'm gonna close. We'll go out to the next one. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that load here, and you can see the arrow, the next arrow to go back just appeared, so that now that when we go to transmitter number 1, if we want to go back, we can hit the back arrow. Okay, so here we are at transmitter number 1, and okay, so the transmitter number 1 marker turned into a smaller marker. We still see transmitter number 3 with the arrow pointing out, and then we still have the same airframe that we had from the schematic view, and then we're going to continue down the line if we were to continue going through all the immersive views. So this desk is in my way, so I can't walk out there to get a closer look. But I mean, this is a scan of on the actual aircraft. So I took this scan last summer, I believe, before I was familiar with how I should go about using proper lighting and techniques that I'm more familiar with now, many months later. So I've would probably do this differently if I were to scan it again. But you can see for an early um, an early rendition, I guess, of doing this, how good this looks for what it is we're trying to show here. Transmitter one, I mean, for a new person to learn, when you're going through an FSU check and you're going to learn what it is you're doing when you're going through this check, this is what you're looking at. This is what you're checking, right? And then if I don't have it set up, but if Justin were to make, so like, let's say once you go through your FSU sheet and you have a problem, now what, let's say transmitter one is out of rig. Now you would click the video to show you how do you bring transmitter one into rig, right? So you would come here and you would do that, right? And then same thing. You can't see it. Well, maybe you can, but out there, transmitter number 3, when I scanned it, you can see transmitter number 3 is laying out there on the edge, and you can see the hole out there. So you get, you can see what the transmitter looks like as I was working on it. And we could do the same thing if I click on that 3D models. We can, I think I have a, I don't know if I loaded it, but we would be able to pull out a model and rotate it. And I'll show you another one here in a second, what that looks like. But you could see the benefit of what this would do for someone, a new user, or any even us, people that have done this many, many times. You know, like for me, for example, or any of us have done this, like I said, a lot of times. What side is transmitter one on? Is it on the left wing or is it out on the right wing? If you walk through with the augmented view at an aircraft, you could just put the Apple Vision Pro on real quick, hit the augmented view, and you would be at the aircraft and you could just see it looking up at the plane and see the transmitter, and or pointed at, you know, you would see the arrow just like this, transmitter 3, you would see it pointing at it and you would know instantly. Of course, you could verify it up here with the references. You know, don't mind our incorrect references here because this is all just copy and pasted information from all the videos, because we didn't take time to make this part accurate right here, right? This is all just copy and paste just so we could get it going. But once this is available to on the App Store, all of this will be correct. But how convenient would this be if you could just go out to the plane and make this, you know, hit the augmented view and see this, you know, on actual aircraft. And tomorrow we're going to see that. Let me go ahead and I'll close this, right? So I'll close that. Tomorrow we are going to get a chance to do that with the augmented view in the smoke detectors. The Boeing converted freighter will have an opportunity to see that tomorrow. I'll make a video with the augmented view, which is set up for that. So I'll do that tomorrow. Which is, I mean, it really makes this app, shine when you can do it on aircraft. It's something to be able to do it in a hotel room, but to see it on aircraft really makes this amazing. The other thing is, like I said, the 3D models, to be able to do, I don't think I have the transmitter set up, but like, for example, if we're going to look at an MEC, if you're going to do an MEC change with the new person, right? So we open up the volume and look. I mean, if you're in your hotel room, if you have another user who also has an Apple Vision Pro, we have it set up here with SharePlay. You launch SharePlay, which calls on FaceTime, and you could be here together, or, you know, with somebody else across the world, and you guys can talk about this together and point out, here's the MEC, right? Here's how you're going to change it. And you could go into the aircraft. You could be in the aircraft live or in the immersive view and walk it together using SharePlay and talk about the parts and pieces using the Augment3D Aero app. So there's so much we could do here, and right now when we only have access to 767s, but hopefully we'll have more people that want to help out and add their content for other airframes. So or we can, we'll have opportunities for so much more. I'll share more videos on other things that I haven't been able to talk about here, but there's a lot of other things. It's not just actual aircraft, but as you can see, we have fictional, historical. If there's military, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of opportunity for a lot of different types of people to be a part of this app. So there's a lot to talk about still. I'll make many more videos to come, so I hope you enjoy. So stay tuned. Thank you.